Howdy. Welcome back. This is another monologue on the good old channel, Kamal's Corner. Today we're talking about how men have it the worst. Men have it the absolute worst when it comes to quality of life and expectance from men. So, right now, society is a bit backwards, and let me tell you more about that, why I believe society is backwards. A man can graduate high school, go into a trade. Let's say he goes into being an electrician or being auto technician, right? Gets into the trade. He spends $30,000 on tools if you're going into the automotive field, or you spend $1,500 on tools if you're going into the electrician field, right? You go do hard work. You set up people's houses. You fix things on people's houses. You set up infrastructure for the American people, right? Take that time to learn a craft with your hands, know how to fix things, know how to set things up. It takes you years, about 4 or 5 years, to really become a journeyman, and you're finally making close to 6 figures. Finally, after all your hard work, right? Of course, you could take that journeyman license and make your own business, or even go as far as to move out of the country and go do something in another country. Cool, you have a skill that you can use no matter where you are in this world. Extremely valuable. Extremely. And now, on the other hand, the flip side, a woman can graduate high school, turn 18, spread her butthole on OnlyFans, and make millions of dollars. Not kidding you. Millions. Millions of dollars. There's no skill learning. All it is, the only skill you're learning is how I'm going to put this video in 4K Ultra and get angles that people will like. That's the only skill that you're learning. It's pretty much videography or photography. You're not learning a real life skill. You're not learning how to fix anything. You're not learning how to solve people's problems. You are completely benefiting off of people's loneliness, off of people's lust, off of people's weakness. And it is crazy to see how many people in this world, or how many women, how many girls have done this route and become successful. There are women that are making $2 million a month. A month, I kid you not. This is not I'll make $2 million a year. You have the possibility to make $2 million a month being an adult actress. And you don't even have to go as far as to mess with other people. You can just be by yourself. You could literally, just like Bad Baby, you could literally just be taking pictures of a bikini. And these gooner dudes that are lonely and whatnot, that don't have any self-morals, don't have any self-respect, pay for this service and end up on the short end of the stick. Their money that they're going to sacrifice, whatever they do, whatever these guys do, whether it be tech, being an automotive, being an electrician, being anything, these guys are lining up pockets of a woman that isn't doing much. Being a man is hard. You're expected to deal with the stress with life. Even though, in my eyes, I believe hard times breed good men. You cannot have a good man, a good moral man, without hardships. And that is life. Life is hardships. Life is struggling. Life is a hurdle every 10 minutes. But you have to continue to move forward. You have to continue to be there for yourself. Be moving towards the best self that you can be. I know this might seem as a little complaining, But it mind boggles me how men in trades, construction workers, will make less than a woman that wants to show her secret of all secrets, her most precious secret, on the internet. I feel like it is backwards. I feel like society is crumbling because of it. It should not be that way. Another thing, which I don't knock the men that have made livings off of the streaming platform, but or just internet money in general, recording themselves. I do not knock those men, but it mind boggles me. Another mind boggling moment is that they will take the money, the millions and millions of dollars of money from ad revenue, from brand deals, from streams, from donations. They will take that money and not share. And I'm not saying share, give $2,000 to a stranger. I'm not saying that. But they won't better the world with the money that they are given. I understand you got some hard work. You sit in front of a computer all day trying to make sure that people are entertained. I understand then that might be hard work to them. But you should be, in my eyes, if you're making millions of dollars, you are good. You are well off. You have no worry. So why not help the folk that do have worry? Why not go help, put money into a public school that needs some type of infrastructure, that needs some type of funding, because funding is being taken away from teachers? Why not go open up a homeless shelter, because you have millions? Why not, I don't know, get a plot of land and open up your own village and have people that are in need in that village? Why not make your money? Because money at the end of the day is the root of all evil. Why not make your money good? Why not flip that switch and say, I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to further humanity. I'm going to make sure that I make somebody's day with the surplus of money that I have, instead of being greedy. Look, I understand. You want to make sure your peoples are good. You hit your first million, you hit your first couple million, and you want to buy your mom a car, buy your mom a house, get your cousins good in the debt that they have and things of that nature. I understand that. Look out for your family. Completely understand. But if you are still making millions, if you still are making a surplus of money, anything above $200,000, because truthfully, men and women do not need more than $200,000 a year to survive. All that money will give you a house, will give you food, will give you cars and car insurance, will give you life and life insurance. You will be able to live off of that. Once you get to that million mark, you need to be helping. You need to be helping the people that are in need. That is what I truly feel. So, back to the point of men have it hard. We are expected to continue to move forward. We are expected to be providers in the time where being a provider, you have to have a job and be an entrepreneur. You can't just work a 9-to-5 job and provide and be okay and be able to live, take a trip every now and then for your mental. You can't do that just by being by yourself unless you are in a golden industry, whether that be being an athlete, a basketball player, soccer player, things of that nature. You're making millions. Or being a streamer where you're making millions, being a YouTuber where you're making millions, things of that nature. Or, drop shippers, stock guys, there's multiple different ways to make money in this world. But the point still stands. Men have it hard from the get-go. Even though, yes, women have to deal with menstrual cycles, women have to deal with emotions spiking, women have to deal with pain and inequality in the workspace. And I completely understand that. And it is not fair that a woman can work the same job as a man and make less. I understand that. There should be equality in that. But it's still, the point still stands. A man cannot turn 18 and spread his butthole on OnlyFans and make millions of dollars while an 18-year-old woman can. It doesn't make sense. Society is backwards. The people that need to be making the most money are the people that are giving our future a chance. The teachers need to be making well into six figures. It doesn't make sense that they aren't. America is held back purely because of its school system. Like, yes, the schooling system pretty much puts people in this sheep mindset of working a 9 to 5, because that is what school is. You go in there, you do an 8-hour shift, you have a 30-minute lunch. That is what school is. But if we really gave these kids what they needed to live life and get a step up in the real world, teach kids how to do taxes, teach kids financial literacy, teach kids how to problem solve, and physics, things that matter. Math is another thing that does matter. No matter how many people say, oh, you're not using algebra in your day-to-day life, it can be used in your day-to-day life if you just follow the equation. There are things that need to be taught that aren't being taught to children. And I can understand why. Is because our curriculum is backwards and the teachers are not getting paid enough to care. And the kids nowadays are horrible. Kids don't have an attention span. They always want to be on their phone. They don't want to do anything other than entertain themselves. They don't want to learn. The will to learn is going away. And we need to bring it back. We cannot let that lose. We cannot let our next generation lose that. They need to be able to learn and go further in education so things could be advanced. And I'm not talking about technology, because technology, in my opinion, we need to stop advancing. But I'm talking about civilization. I'm talking about architecture and American infrastructure. How America is the only place where you can live in a box next to thousands of people and not talk to each other and not know the person that is 10 feet next to you. Talk to the person 10 feet next to you. This is the only place where that really happens. You go overseas, people are nice, people are welcoming into their homes, people are ready to talk to you. America is opposite. Even though we're deemed the best country in the world, we have no social system. Everybody is scared to talk to each other, and it's a shame. But my point still stands, is that I'm not going to sit here and complain and say it's unfair that a woman can do this while a man can do that. But I think it is backwards that a woman can do this and a man can't do that. I feel like things should be, if you work hard, if you have a valued skill, if you're able to bring power, bring light, bring a running car to somebody, you should be paid as such. I'm not saying you need to be paid millions, but you need to be getting paid well into the six figures. Not, oh, I just make $120,000 a year. No, you need to be getting paid $400,000 a year for your skill, because it. Sorry for that. I just had to clear up some space on my phone, but yeah, the point still stands that men have it the worst, and things need to change in society, and not just for men, but society, period. Teachers should be getting paid the most. Entertainers should not be getting paid the most. If you entertain, if your only skill is entertaining, you need to go back to the drawing board and actually learn a skill. It does not make sense that entertainers make the most money in America. But thank you for, listening. Thank you for coming on through. Hopefully this opened your eyes to a situation that needs to be changed. And yeah. I'll see you on the next one.